Hello, hi. So it's really been a while. I'm on transit and our vehicle developed a problem. So in the midst of just being seated here in the car and thinking out to myself about a whole lot of things, I decided to share little thoughts. Pardon my cracky voice. I have colds. I have cough. So some things happened over the weekend, over the previous weeks, and I remember I have actually even done a video before now about the same topic, which is being able to look ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves the truth. It's a whole lot of big deal. It really requires a whole lot of balls for someone to be able to yeah. So as I was saying, it really requires a whole lot of balls for someone to be able to look themselves in the mirror and tell themselves that I am the problem. The whole lot of bad things have been happening to me right now because of some poor decisions that I have made or I am presently taking. If you are able to do that, if you are able to look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself that this habit of mine that I have been doing, that I'm used to over the years, is bad, and it might just be the reason why I am going through some certain things right now in my life. If you're able to do that, then believe me, you have really achieved a lot. You've really gotten to a whole lot of a whole different level of wisdom. Self-truths, not so. Usually, the easy way out, the easiest option for human beings, is to look for the next person or somebody close to them, close to us, that we can possibly point fingers at and blame for whatever is going wrong in our lives. That's where we find ourselves in tight situations where you see family members blaming one another for whatever wrong things happening in your lives. And that is just total BS, because we're in the 21st century. By now, if you are an adult and you do not know, or you still do not believe that every action triggers a reaction, every decision we make results or gives birth to an outcome in our future or in our present. So in this 21st century, you should not expect that if you are somebody who maybe, it's possible you have changed and you are a better person, but let's say you are in your late 30s and in your early 20s up to or whatever early years, you were a drug addict. So now, just because you have received God in 2-3 months, you're now a better person, living a better life, and all of a sudden you are diagnosed with some health conditions. You think because you have changed your ways in a few months and you have received God, that all the poor decisions you made in the previous years will be wiped off automatically like that. That's not how life works. Yes, God might have forgiven you for the poor decisions you made, but that doesn't mean that your body has forgiven you. You have been consuming drugs and all that. You shouldn't expect that because God has forgiven you, your body has forgiven you. You have been consuming a whole lot of filth over the years. Then just all of a sudden, because you have received God, you think your health would not deteriorate. That's not how life works. That's not how forgiveness works. God is very, very merciful, and in so many cases it happens like that. That just because some people have received God and have changed their lives, they don't have to pay that price. But tell yourself the truth. You've been consuming a whole lot of hard drugs over the years. I'm using drugs as an example here. It could be maybe committing a whole lot of abortions and sleeping around with men, and all of a sudden you're married and you cannot have children. Just because you have repented doesn't mean that everything will move smoothly. Then the next thing you do is to now say that it is that sister or that brother that is the reason for what. Yeah, that's just the point I'm trying to make. Okay, we should learn in accepting our own wrong, in accepting that we are the reason for what we are going through. It also humbles us to an extent. It makes us humble. And if you are in that point in life when you are where you are seeking God's help and God's mercy, you are at the point of seeking God's forgiveness so that you can maybe make a U-turn for betterment in your life, then telling yourself the truth and accepting that everything that is going wrong right now is as a result of poor decisions in your past, believe me, that will only hasten God's mercy in your life, rather than pointing fingers at another person and saying that person is a wizard, that person is an agent of darkness that is trying to ruin your life. No, it is the poor decisions, the sleeping around with men. Yeah, so basically, yeah, that is it, okay? So try and be true to yourself. Try and look at yourself in the mirror today and be true to yourself, be honest to yourself. Tell yourself, boy, oh boy, I've done a whole lot of messy stuff in the past. Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. But I pray to God that I don't have to pay the price for those poor decisions that I made. I pray to God that I am not punished for those things that I did before. I pray God forgives me totally. But even if God tests me on earth now, it might just be God's way of ensuring that I do not get embarrassed with a bigger punishment in the afterlife. So stop pointing fingers at family members and friends. Nobody is the cause of your misfortune. I know there are bad people in the world, but try and limit how you point fingers at people.